Now, the proximate reason that he was called All-City Fitz was that he won the All-City Award in basketball for Wilson High School. Now, he lived, you would think he lived over in this neighborhood. How come he's going to Wilson? Well, that's because Milliken hadn't been built yet. That's how old you are. So after high school, he's got to get a job, right? And he wanted to go to college, but he didn't have a lot of money, so he thought, well, I want to serve my country and I want to go to school, so let's use the GI Bill. And he decided to go into something easy, like jumping out of airplanes. He served in the 503rd Regiment, 11th Airborne Division paratroopers. He was stationed in Munich, Germany, where he completed 24 jumps. You ever break anything? Yeah. Terrific. He was still very active in sports. He's supposed to be over there defending us against the communists. He ends up playing basketball against them. So he played on the regiment team because you can't jump out of airplanes every day. So what else is there to do? You play basketball, right? He was also on the divisional all-star team that toured behind the Iron Curtain. Now that's a pretty good weapon, I think. But this is where he learned how to set up tournaments and how to seed them, skills he was to use many times thereafter. He was discharged and returned in 1958, and he went to work for the post office. Don't you wish there was a guy this energetic there now? Can you imagine if he was Postmaster General, how fast you'd get your mail? Lucky for us, he came this way. So after work, what did he do? He wanted to go play sports, so he comes over here, where his mom and dad were parishioners, and starts volunteering to coach. They probably couldn't have kept him away with a shotgun. He wanted to come play. So he volunteered for 5 years on nights and weekends, or afternoons and weekends. Now, the original pastor, as we all know, is Father Walter Martin, who was a very close friend of the Fitzpatrick family. Fitz's mom and dad helped him move and create the parish. Where were you at before Our Lady Refuge? So, like you heard Father Sue talk about, they were out here living in trailers and scrabbling away at the land. But we have a beautiful facility here, which was to pay off in a big way for Fitz. So his mom would help clean house and cook meals, and his dad would do whatever needed to get doing. So we have 4 generations of Fitzpatricks associated with St. Joseph Parish, going with his mom and dad, he and Joan, Sean and Colleen and Tim, and Shauna now has graduated and gone to Wilson High School. Did I get all the names right? I didn't even look down. Now, success follows Fitzpatrick, and they started early on. During the early 60s, he coached the Boys Catholic Baseball League, the E team for St. Joseph. He coached with a young man at that time who's here today with us to share something about those times and that very extraordinarily successful baseball team. He is a retired homicide detective and Medal of Valor winner for the Long Beach Police Department, Mr. Bob Bell. Join us.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here today. I had to bring up something here because, like Father Sue, we are getting old, and I forgot what I was here for. Bob and I, we go back not quite as far as Jack and he, but we go back to the mid-50s when we both had hair. Obviously, he's older than I am because he's got a lot less than I do. But up until today, until the proclamation was read, I didn't know he had a real name. I always thought he was Fitz. I didn't know he had a name. Robert Raymond? Is that it? Anyway, Jumbo said this is a roast. I don't know how you roast a big ham like that. Normally, when a roast is done, they're done. Well, this guy, this roast beef today will never be done as long as there's a court that he can play on and a field he can run on or a kid that he can coach. He'll always be there. He's not going to retire. He told me years ago when he was done with the athletic directorship at CYO, "Nah, Bob," he said, I'm done. I'm not going to coach anymore. And I looked at Joan that night and I smiled and I said, "You want to bet?" Didn't take long. Anyway, Bob and I started coaching. I got together with him right after I got out of service in 1960. And he said we were both working a job that we were off in the afternoons. So he got me to volunteer to coach the baseball team with him, 9 and 10-year-old boys here at St. Joe. And we had a pretty good run for about 5 years. We were, I think, something like 97-3, 176 straight ball games. So that was a pretty good group. We had a bunch of really good kids. And then after that, he got me to volunteer again, and we coached football. And we did that for about 7 years. I helped Coach Fitz here with the football team, and we had some really good ball teams at that time. And I'm not sure, was I with you when we won the one CYO championship or not? I cut you. You cut me? No. Yeah, that's how you are. Anyway, we had some really good times. And, you know, we all know what a con man Fitz is when it comes to his kids. And all you got to do is ask Doris Day, and we conned her out of those uniforms for those many mites up at the Lakewood game. He was, you know, he's a hell of a guy. Can I say that? I guess I did.
We know where hell is.
Oh, okay. The practical joker that he is, as we all know, my first date with my now wife of 40 plus years was right here in this hall. We came to a steak fry. And I think that was the first time you guys had ever met Maxine. So, as we're leaving, he accuses her of stealing the beer. She looks at me, she says, you know, he's crazy. And she still thinks so today. But since that time, we've had some very, very memorable times with both he and Joan, and on and off the field. We've spent a lot of time together. I learned a lot from Coach Fitz, not only about coaching, but about life. And I took that with me when I coached my daughters in softball, and then with my colleagues at a flag football team on Long Beach PD for all 6 or 7 years. So this dedication today at Fitz Field is well deserved, long overdue. Congratulations, my friend, from my whole family.